Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Here we are, June 13th, 2017. The Defenders of Independent Wrestling. Southern New England's #1 choice for independent wrestling news. The Squared Circle. Hollywood J. Williams, the gentleman to my far, far right. Looking very dangerous as always. Dangerous Dan. There he is with that evil eye, shaking his head. Like he always does.
Like I always do.
Like he always does. Trapped here in 90-degree heat all day. He's going to be in a happy mood tonight. Like he always is.
You know what you can do?
Hey now.
Start the show.
And the gentleman in the middle here. The voice of Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling. The voice of PAPW Wrestling. And the newest member of the Squared Circle team. RJ Toothe.
Pleasure, absolutely. I like to consider myself a bit more of a, maybe like a Brock Lesnar, a part-timer, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'll pop in a little more often, you know.
Right.
Always glad to help, though, absolutely.
We'll be seeing more of you, and
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
always a good thing to see more of you.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
You're a very knowledgeable human being.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And knowledge is power. And
Indeed.
power is in independent wrestling. And this weekend, there's not one, but 2 shows, depending on how far you want to travel. You can go to either one. You can go to Pioneer Valley at Donahue School of Holyoke. That's Morris A. Donahue Elementary, 210 Whiting Farms Road in Holyoke, Mass. 01040. Special start time of 6 p.m. We have the East Coast Bastard crew taking on the closers. Johnny Idol, the champion, of course. Skyler, Cold Steel, Chuck O'Neill, Wrecking Ball, Bobby Ocean, Teddy Goods, The Lockup, so much more. PvP, we had a great time. We're going to be getting to some of their footage a little bit later on. We had a great time, as always, at the Legion Hall over the weekend. Up later on our group page on Facebook, and I'll probably get it up on the new YouTube channel, which is the Squared Circle TV, by the way. A very impassioned speech by Justin Tunis, trying to drive home the fact that #1 in Western Mass is Pioneer Valley, and nobody else does it better than them. No one.
Absolutely.
Dangerous man.
Sexy Jesus was indeed preaching to his disciples.
He was.
The church opened the doors, and he was sitting there in the center of the ring.
In the center of the ring, Indian style.
Indian style, making his voice well heard.
Kind of reminded me of the time that CM Punk was standing there at the top of the Titantron over there on Raw, and basically
was kind of like the Sermon on the Mount.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So everybody needs to know that. I think I don't think he was telling the truth. I know he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
You've been to a PvP show or two before in your lifetime, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Well, he's been having some problems, I guess, with, some other people. So when you have those problems, you got to rally your troops, and it seems like he's doing a pretty good job of that. So, kudos to them, man.
Right. Because nobody else does it better than them.
Yeah, in the Western Mass area, that seems to be the case. Yeah, absolutely.
Others may try to, but nobody else is gonna pull that off whatsoever.
Yeah.
And we of course will continue to back and support PvP in any way that we can, because they are the best in Western Mass. They've stood by us. They've treated us respectfully, like family, and we do appreciate that. And if they want to call in and voice their opinion, they can get a hold of us, get a hold of Jason. And we'll be happy to accommodate them.
Absolutely. They're more welcome to call. They're more welcome to stop down. They're like family. We treat them as such. And we also Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling.
Yes.
This weekend.
Yeah.
I'm having 2 conversations.
I know. I hear you. I'm like,
as soon as I start talking to you, I got one of the interns there. I'm gonna have to fill out some paperwork later on, guys. I don't know. You can't interrupt Hollywood J. Williams now.
Give him a break.
You made the list.
You made the list of Hollywood. Oh, well. What we're saying here is Paul Rome is presenting Rumble in Paradise, your other option for this weekend at the Danbury Police Athletic League, 35 Haverstown Road in Danbury, Connecticut, 06811. An over-the-top rumble to crown the very first United States champion.
Yes, yeah, we're bringing in the new U.S. belt. You know, we've been kind of talking about it for a few months now. Everyone's really excited. It's kind of like another little fresh start we have, you know what I mean? So it'll be cool. Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the best stars we have are going to be in there. You name them, they'll be in it. So it should be a really good match.
Should be really good. I understand.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a female competitor.
Yeah, Tequila Rose is, you know, she's even going to be getting in there, going the Beth Phoenix kind of China route in the Rumble, you know what I mean? So that should be very cool to see.
You know what I think would be really cool is she actually pulled it off and won the United States Championship.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's got to be considered an underdog, but, you know, that would be really cool. And I think, you know, for all of the younger girls in the crowd, it'd be cool to have somebody to look up to, you know what I mean, in that kind of fashion. So, yeah, no, that would be cool. I agree.
Give somebody to talk, give people something to talk about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know how she's going to get the likes of Big Jim and Big Daddy Dre and, you know, Sarge over the top rope. You know, it may take a little bit of luck in there as well, but, you know, anything can happen in these kind of matches, so it should be interesting.
It's a Rumble match.
Should be interesting, absolutely.
Should be very, very interesting.
And I understand there's going to be some debuting talent in that match.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to give too much away right now because, you know, they're going to be debuting in that match. But we got a couple guys who have been down at the school working hard who are going to be making their debuts that night. One's a transfer from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He's we won't go into that too much, but
no, it should be
interesting to say the least. Yeah.
Right, I mean, you have the usuals too. Holiday will be there, the champion.
Yeah.
Matthias, R.J. Rude, the House of Pain, Marcel Williams.
Yep, absolutely. Slick Wagner Brown making his PAPW debut against Richard Holiday for his championship. Probably his toughest match he's had for the championship to date. So that's going to be a really good one. Absolutely.
You better do some training for that.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw R.J. Rude win the #1 contenders match for the Intercontinental title against Matthias back at Gold Rush, so he will get that match that night as well. I think he's going to pull it out personally. I mean, I've been very outspoken in saying that I'm a big fan of the kid. I think he's going to do really well, and I think he's going to come out with the title, so that's my pick. The tag team titles will be on the line, of course, Pyramids of Power against the House of Pain. I mean, the House of Pain's out for blood after what we saw at Gold Rush. They could have had all the belts, and thanks to the Pyramids, they do not. So it's about probably a little more than the championships that night, but I'm very excited to see it.
Based a little bit on revenge.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
A little bit of revenge and retribution.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. And also just announced we have Ty Shine taking on Kenny Roberts, so that'll be a fun one as well. You know, anytime Kenny Roberts is involved, it's always a good time. So that'll be a good one as well.
Yeah, he's very fan interactive.
Yeah, putting it lightly.
Ring,
yeah, putting it lightly. And of course, like we said, we have the big Rumble match, which is the main attraction of the night. You pretty much named everybody else that's in there. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys think's gonna pull it out? Give me some picks. Come on.
Tough to say. The United States Championship could go to Sergeant Murray.
Could. I mean, it definitely seems like it would be the most fitting outcome. Yeah, but so that you're going with Murray? That's your pick?
I'm going to go with either Murray or Tequila Rose, but I'll go with Murray.
Oh, okay. Picking Tequila Rose. All right. What about you, sir? What do we think?
No, I've got to go with Big Jim.
Well,
he's a powerhouse. How do you counter that?
Yeah, can't go wrong there.
He'll pick up 2 or 3 of them guys, throw them out of the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally am going to pick Matthias. I think he's been kind of, looking to get back on track ever since he lost his Intercontinental Championship, got over Ty Shine, came up just short against R.J. Rude last month, but he's my pick. I think he's going to rebound in a big way.
But do you really think Matthias can stand up one-on-one against Big Jim?
No, I definitely don't. I don't think there's anyone. The only person I thought had a chance, really, was Big Daddy Dre. And, You're right there.
I'm all right.
You're right there. Okay. And, Big Jim made pretty quick work. Well, no, I wouldn't say quick work, but he definitely asserted his dominance over Big Daddy Dre at Gold Rush. So I don't think he can stand up to him one-on-one, but Matthias is a smart competitor, and he knows how to use the ring very well to his advantage. So, yeah, he's my guy is who I'm going with.
Yeah, it could be possible.
Yeah.
Put his life back on track.
He needs something, man, because
Right.
he's been on a bit of a skid. I know he got past Ty Shine and everything, but ever since he's lost that Intercontinental Championship, he hasn't really been the same person, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Tai Shai,
we'll see.
Tai Shai would be the one eyebrow wonder.
Yes, it's grown back now, thankfully. His eyebrow made a speedy recovery. I'm happy to report.
Well, it's
I'm sure he's
always good
happy
to know
too.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Danbury PAL this Saturday, June 17th. It's going to be a great time, of course, so come on out.
Right, and before we get to any footage, though, there's one other thing for PAPW that I think definitely needs to be talked about, and that would be the following weekend.
Yes. Yep.
And the Ring of Dreams.
Yeah, Ring of Dreams. We've talked about it ad nauseum, righting the wrong, making everything right that we won't even say his name on television anymore, did to the ASRC and how he robbed them and us. So, that's going to be a really good card, too. I mean, we'll have to see how this weekend shakes up before we get to any match announcements or anything like that. But all the usuals will be there, all the favorites. It's going to be a great time and an even better cause, so...
And we will be there again, and that's at the ice rink again.
Yes, yeah,
And that's on a
it's
Sunday
Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday the 25th. We didn't want to butt heads with the fireworks,
Right.
understandably. And 3 o'clock that following day.
I
at
personally,
the ice rink.
unfortunately, will be late.
Ah,
So what
jeez.
else is new?
Yeah, right. Oh my God,
About 4 o'clock, I'll be there, but
late to his own funeral.
I probably will. But the beautiful HD camera will be there.
Perfect. Very
Perfect.
good.
Right.
Set up right next to me on commentary. Catch a little bit of that too.
That might be a great idea.
Yeah, because you guys were way up in the boons last time. I don't know. I wasn't.
We always they're giving us the VIP treatment up there.
Yeah, but it's so far away. Like, you can be right near me. You can hear what's going on. You get a closer view. I don't know. You do you. But
Maybe we'll have
see.
to work something out.
Maybe we'll.
I do remember the last time I commentated with you.
Oh God,
That was great.
I just blocked that out of my head.
I just reminded you.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, it was a good time. Dieselmania last year.
It was.
Yeah.
All right.
My back hurt a little from carrying you guys, but no.
Hey now. Hey now.
I kid.
Anyway, I guess we can go to. We have, if it's ready, they have to let me know in my earpiece. We're gonna go with from Rhode Island on June 4th.
Well, let's give some background on this event, first before we go to the footage. It was a very important show. Okay.
All right. What you are seeing here, I will give you the background, RJ.
Thanks,
is
Jay.
Tomahawk beating Christian Casanova. But what this is about, this was put on by Team 3 Stars and Devian. It's a show entitled For One of Our Own. It was in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, at, come to find out, the RWA training facility. Never heard of RWA.
Yeah. Oh, RWA is.
Renegade Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah, they're pretty well known in the Rhode Island area. I believe JT Dunn was a trainer there for a while.
Right.
Don't quote me on it. I think Vinny Marseglia was for there. There for a little while too. A lot of guys have come out of there.
Right.
I see the Minutemen have been in there before. Mike Grassa, guys like that. A lot of the Rhode
Right.
Island guys. So yeah, they're pretty well known.
See, I don't admit I know everything, but what I don't know, I like to be educated.
So
on.
that's why I like to fill you in. You know what I mean? I don't remember their facility ever being this nice. So it's cool to see that they're moving up.
Right. Yep. And this was a benefit show to benefit Mistress Belmont,
Yes.
a longtime veteran of the independent wrestling scene here in Southern New England.
Yes. Well, New England as a whole.
Right.
She's made a very good name for herself.
Right. definitely. This was a very, very, very good thing they did for her. Fortunately, losing her husband recently.
Yeah, I don't know all the specific details, but I believe it wasn't something that was expected.
No.
And with things like that, I would know with recent events. It's just nothing. It's something you can never plan for. Especially on top of dealing with all the grief, having to deal with all the financial burden and the planning burdens, and it is a lot for one person. So to see the way the wrestling community is rallied around her is very cool. I've never had the chance to actually meet her in person, but
met her briefly last Sunday afternoon at this event. She came in. There's a GoFundMe.com set up in memory of Rob Bazlewicz. It's BAZLEWICZ. If anyone is interested, just to supplement this event here.
Yeah, no, I'm sure every little bit helps
Exactly.
her and her family during this really tough time. So,
And that GoFundMe information will be reposted on our Facebook as well as YouTube
yes,
areas.
absolutely.
We will be doing that.
We'll try to get it in the description link on YouTube, so be on the lookout for that. We got Jocelyn,
Jocelyn, the friendly shark.
the friendly shark.
What if there was a friendly shark?
I was gonna say it seems like a bit of a contradiction. I don't know too many friendly sharks.
Well,
I guess I do. I do now.
Now you do.
Yeah, I do now. That's very cool.
Taking on Not America's Sweetheart, Davy Ann.
Well,
She's
Jaws,
not.
Jaws was kind of cool, but he wasn't too friendly, so
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Davy Ann's another one that I've never had the chance to call a show she was on, but she's very impressive, and I'd like to get a chance to call one of her matches at some point.
Right. Well, we saw her here. We saw her at PvP over the weekend taking on Skylar. Mm-hmm. So it's making the rounds.
Yeah. How was that match with her and Skylar?
Very good.
Not surprising there.
Right. What kind of disrespect? Now, that's a friendly shark. The sharks don't have to be friendly,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That drop kick didn't look too friendly.
Right.
This was probably not going to be too friendly either.
Oh, that was a pretty move, though.
If Jocelyn's being friendly to
moonsault.
you, she's doing you a favor because she's a shark. She doesn't have to be.
If that was her being friendly, I don't know what I don't want to know what it's like when she's angry.
But nonetheless, Jocelyn getting a little beaten down here.
Yeah, Davy Ann's definitely got
Baseball slide
the
into the
strength
ring
advantage
post.
on her, so it would seem. You know what I mean?
Enjoy this for a brief minute or two. Kick out there. Or as Vince would say, what a maneuver.
I don't know if a kick out's a maneuver.
He never knew all the wrestling holes, so that's what
True.
What he used to just say.
Yeah.
Well,
I slip one of those in every once in a while. Somebody will throw like a quadruple 850 flip in there. I'll be like, wow, what a move. You got to do it sometimes, not to peel the curtain back too much. But
well, a lot of people say that Vince personally wouldn't know a wristwatch from a wrist lock, so
I would imagine he does. That's just me. Did she bite her? Ooh.
it's a good thing she's friendly.
Yeah. You ain't gonna convince me that that's being friendly. I'm sorry. Oof.
Yeah, it was good to see Team 3 Stars once again. Haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in, maybe even a year. I couldn't even tell you. Whenever the last time they were at Blitzkrieg, that's the last time I saw them. So,
Yep. And
they've been moving up, doing great things, though. So, power to them.
and we can see in the background shot there, Joanna Robinson, and Kingpin Brian Malonis.
Yeah.
Kingpin, we've come to know over the last couple of months to a year. He's quite a good guy, quite a competitor inside that ring.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Joanna's kind of like the Swiss Army knife at shows.
I
you
think
know what
so.
I mean? She just kind of does it all. Whatever someone needs done, she gets it done. So,
Right.
kind of another one of the unsung heroes around here.
She's a very, very talented individual, like you said,
Yeah.
jack of all trades, master of none.
There we go.
Hey, the best three
That was
looking
a-
guys on TV.
That was 10 minutes? Wow.
Well, PvP is going to be about 10, 11 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that was for
Ja-
one of our own. We're going to have a little more. They had some difficulties in back with it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And Jay's never quite mastered the concept of time, so you know.
Still working on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Right. We'll continue on.
Like we always do.
Exactly.
Yeah. God, what else do we have coming up? Of course, we have the Blitzkrieg anniversary show coming up. Not really too many details released on that yet. That's going to be August 26th. I don't know. Did you mention last week Jade is going to be there, of course. Cowboy Bob Orton's going to be there. Tony Atlas, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So those are just a few.
Cowboy Bob Orton. That's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm a big fan of his boy, so I'm very curious. I'm very interested to meet him.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Here we go with our next clip.
Is Elias Sampson here?
It's not Elias Sampson. It is Sexy Jesus.
The one and only.
Okay.
It's a warm day out. It was a warm day out on Saturday. It's a warm day out today.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, always in that facility, the summertime weather. It's an older building, the American Legion Hall.
Right.
Yeah, and it does get quite warm in there.
Well, the fans are still out in droves. I think that goes to
speaks
speak on
volumes.
their product. Yeah.
Yep.
And just the way they've gotten behind PvP with all the current things going on with them without going into too much he said, she said, hearsay. They have backed their company through and through, and that definitely goes to show the passion that they have. Not only the fans, but the guys actually putting the shows on as well.
Look at that.
Me and Mr. Toothe may not always agree on everything, but I will definitely give him his props on that one. Absolutely.
Yep. But you got to agree when you're in a hot building on a hot summer day and the Sexy Jesus Super Soaker comes out.
Hey,
You got to admit.
Well, Jay, rumor has it it's loaded with holy water.
smart marketing. Richard Holiday would be proud.
Right. So I tell you something, you're in that hot building for a long period of time, you get you that Super Soaker. That feels really good.
Yeah.
And like RJ said, you can see the fans clearly came out and drove for this evening, this PvP card.
Oh yeah.
Right.
As,
That place
as
looks
they
full.
always do. They always manage to pack the hall. And they come from miles away. We come from Connecticut all the way up.
That's an hour and a half drive.
We know other people like our friend Charles, who comes from just as far away,
Yeah,
if not
he
farther.
may even have a longer drive from where he is in Massachusetts. You know, there's something to be said about that when you're willing to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours
Yeah.
to go see good independent wrestling.
Absolutely.
Right. Here we have Zachary Pierre Boileau taking on a newcomer in Perry Von Vicious. They had some new talent that night.
Well, new talent, but not untrained talent.
No.
The talent they utilize is thoroughly trained,
Right.
and you're not seeing some backyard wrestlers just stepping up and stepping through the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's the other company that's going to be running this building. Hey.
Hey now. Can't use untrained talent.
No.
No.
Well, you can.
But
Unfortunately, that's the sad part about it. You can.
When you use untrained talent, you can, but you put the untrained talent at risk,
Of
and you
course.
put his opponent at risk.
Right. Right. There's a whole process. You have to,
You could even be putting the fans at risk. You know, if you're an untrained wrestler and don't know the psychology of how to wrestle an actual match, and you're just doing things to do things, you know what I mean? Who's to say you're not going to try to do a flip and end up hurting somebody?
You don't know.
It's just not a smart thing to do at all.
Right, or if you do something like you pick up go for a steel chair swing with a steel chair,
Yeah.
you could, your timing could be off. You could connect with the head of a fan, and then what?
Yeah. No good.
No good. That's why, a lot of these guys that are going to be debuting for PAPW, I know they've been trained,
Oh, yeah, of
been
course.
going through weeks and weeks and
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
and months of training at their school
Yeah.
before they're even coming out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they go through very thorough training.
Right.
As Professor Bill would tell you, Mario Mancini sends them home with homework.
Yeah.
They're watching videos. They're getting
Of
all their
course.
techniques down. Then they get in the ring, practice those techniques until
Absolutely.
they have them thoroughly in place, and then they get in the ring in front of the crowds, and you're seeing somebody who's well schooled, well versed in the art.
Yeah. It's like having to pass the wrestling bar exam. You know, you're not in the ring until Roma says you're ready to be in the ring.
Right.
And if there's anyone who's going to know, I'd say it's probably him.
You can't just throw people into the ring and say, okay, go out there and, this is part of your training.
No.
Right. I mean, I guess it sort of is, but I mean, is it the best idea? Not really.
Who we got here? Who's that? Bobby Ocean?
We
Dan
got
the
Bobby
Man?
Ocean, Dan the Man. This is a four-way match. Bobby Ocean, Dan the Man. Who else do we have?
Now, Jay, I hear you're
I don't know. You tell me.
I hear you're a big fan of four ways.
Really?
Who's that? Is that
Casanova
Christian Casanova?
Christian
and
Casanova.
Anthony Green?
and Anthony Green, yes.
Okay.
It's all
Those
good.
were the
All
four.
good with Anthony Green.
All good.
Dan the Man had some technical errors in
know-
this
Did he?
in this match here. One
Oh,
of
boy.
his shoes went out,
Oh, boy.
and the fans got on him about that.
One of his shoes went out. Can't have that happen.
No, let me tell you, the fans don't miss a beat.
How can he wrestle effectively when he doesn't have both his shoes working?
Right, and
I don't know.
that's why I think as part of the our cross country running team, you, Bill, and I should all get those magic light up shoes. I may be actually able to finish a race.
I would pay money to see you guys running around in those things. Oy vey. Yeah, I'm surprised we don't see Bobby Ocean around as much as we used to in the area. This is the first time I've seen him pop up for, a PvP or something like that. And I couldn't even tell you how long. Maybe I just haven't been paying enough attention. I don't know. Maybe that's me, but
Bobby Ocean has always been one of my favorites on the indie scene.
oh, might as well.
As you know, he shows up at shows that he's not even booked on to scout the talent to see what's going on, the other competitors.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Great guy, great competitor. Gets one of the loudest reactions, I feel, pretty much everywhere he goes. Yeah, I'm surprised. Maybe it's just his choice. He just a little more selective with his bookings these days. Can't blame him.
Well, he's also the Dissension Pro Wrestling champion, too.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's not Christian Casanova.
Well, you got Anthony Green and Ryan Waters.
Oh, Ryan
Excuse
Waters.
me.
Okay.
Is there an excuse for you?
No.
I was going to say, I don't remember Christian Casanova
Christian
looking
Casanova
like that.
was in a tag team match earlier.
Now, Jay, I noticed the high def camera kind of tilting there. Were you visiting the recreational area?
Not at that point.
that came later.
Right. Have to excuse me if I'm a little off today.
It's okay. We're used to it.
Haven't been spending any time in any recreational areas. Just bed all day.
Yeah.
Right.
Matter of fact, after this show here, RJ, they instead of going elsewhere for their after show party, they actually held it downstairs in the downstairs area, so the fans could get one-on-one with the talent, maybe have a Diet Coke, or so forth.
With 2 or 3 ounces of a special something else in there, maybe.
Correct.
Here we have the champ Johnny Idol and
Wildman Congo.
And
Big boy, putting it lightly.
In a no DQ contest.
Gotta love some Johnny Idol. Oof.
What do we know about Wild Man Congo?
I know that he's a wild man.
Right.
I've seen Wildman Congo in some matches over the years, and when he needs to get vicious, he can do it.
Yeah, oh, big time. Yeah, I know he's gotten at least some kind of training or guidance from Bob Evans. We know from Ring of Honor.
Bob Evans at ROH, definitely.
Yes, Brutal Bob, one of the most knowledgeable guys we have in our area. I know he's an affiliate, not to cut you off, I know he was also affiliated with the Monster Factory. So, yeah, he's, doing some things. Anyway, as you were.
And not to name drop, but Brutal Bob Evans and I have a past. We've worked together for Sheldon Goldberg's New England Championship Wrestling in the past.
Very cool. I believe Richard Holiday just debuted up there about a week or 2 ago.
He said he made that part of Massachusetts really marketable.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if, he keeps saying that, ticket sales are going to go up and all this other nonsense, mumbo jumbo. So we'll see if he can back that up.
Well, now we know there's a little bit of tension, shall we say, between you and...
Not so much anymore. Admittedly, there was at a time at the end of last year, but since I've started working a little more extensively with Paradise Alley, we decided to put those differences to the side for the most part. We may bicker a little bit from time to time, but for the most part, we keep it civil.
Keep it civil.
Yeah.
Right. He's the champion. He's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, not if I had my say, but hey, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Well, no, he would be if I had my say, excuse me.
And this whole thing,
oh my God,
this whole thing about him being New York's finest asset, let me tell you, bro, that's overplayed. Because I'm New York's finest asset,
well,
born and bred.
He doesn't call himself New York's finest asset anymore.
No.
He's kind of, gotten away from that moniker a little bit. He's now the most marketable man in wrestling, which I think might be a little more fitting for him, because I don't think he's a very fine asset. But I'll give the devil his due. He's a talented cat, and he's proved he's pretty marketable. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, certainly. We've seen him, not personally seen him, but we've seen him on the cards for CZW, Combat Zone Wrestling.
Yep.
We've seen him up in Massachusetts with NECW. The man's definitely wanted.
Yeah. And I do have it on good personal information that all the places he has gone, like you just mentioned, the CZWs, the NECWs, the XWAs, they all think very highly of him. I know he's got some big things coming in the next few months that he doesn't want. I don't know if he wants to announce yet, and I'm not going to be the one to do that. But some big things coming for him, so it should be cool to see.
Should be cool.
Yes.
And these other promotions that he's competing in besides Paradise Alley, the CZWs and so forth, are not easy promotions to compete in.
No, absolutely
We're talking about CZW. They'll have fluorescent...
Combat Zone
Combat Zone Wrestling. They'll have fluorescent light tube matches.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't really gotten to that extent. He went up there for one of the Dojo Wars shows, which is kind of like their grooming place. You know what I mean? Excuse me. They don't really do too much of the the hardcore and stuff like that. At those, it's more pure wrestling, but he definitely impressed. I'm sure it won't be the last time you see him there. So yeah.
I see only good things for the man's future.
Well, I don't know. We'll see how this Saturday goes, which brings me back to that. Why don't we do some picks for the show this Saturday? We got some pretty crazy matches lined up. We just ran over them before. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say.
You're interested.
Very much so.
I say we go for it.
Okay. Throw me a match.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I think.
Well, I mean, we're already talking about Holiday, so why don't we start right at the top for the PAPW Heavyweight Championship. Richard Holiday and SWB Slick Wagner Brown.
Richard Holiday. SWB, he's an established veteran, but this is his debuting match.
That's okay.
PAPW.
You don't think he has a chance?
I think he has a chance, but
when it comes down to it, you're going with the champ.
I'm going with the champ for this one.
Well, as well as SWB, Slick Wagner Brown is another well-seasoned veteran. He's got a package full of power. He's he's the total package. Is facing the champ in his debut match. I'm going to go with Richard Holiday in this one also.
Okay. I guess I'm not the popular opinion here, huh? Because I don't know what you guys have been watching, but it seems to me, we've talked about his success in other areas and stuff, but it seems like every single month he escapes a little bit more by the skin of his teeth for that belt. You know what I mean? Even just last month, if it wasn't for the Pyramids of Power, the House of Pain was walking out of there with his belt. So I think against a very experienced and very game Slick Wagner Brown, I think he may pull this one out. So I'm going to go with Slick, personally.
But on that thought, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, there were many times when he held the title, he just barely escaped by the skin of his teeth.
Very true.
And he went on to be one of the all-time greatest.
Very true. Absolutely. I definitely won't deny his ability just in the ring in general, and especially as it pertains to his ability to pull out matches. It's a great trait to have, but against someone who's been around the block this many times, I think he may have met his match on this one.
It's going to take some time. I think it's going to have to take a very special event for Richard Holiday to lose that belt.
Well, if it's not this one, the next show after this is the Autism show, and following that we have Dieselmania. So two very big, very special shows coming up. We'll see.
Could be Dieselmania.
Yeah, Dieselmania. That'll be in September. I forget the exact date off the top of my head. We have 3 months to promote that, so we won't go too crazy right now.
That does remind me something before we continue on with the picks. There's going to be some change here in North Haven, and a certain company is out of the fold with the North Haven Fair, and a certain other company is in the fold.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. Mario made the announcement on Facebook that PAPW will be exclusively running the North Haven Fair this year in September as well, leading up to Dieselmania. I'm not too sure about the negotiations of that with Mario, or as it pertains to anybody else or anything like that. So I'll kind of keep that to myself. But yeah, that should be really fun.
Right.
We're doing 2 days. I forget the dates off the top of my head, but like I said, we have months to prepare for that.
Yeah, more information to come on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Matches and things of that sort.
And why am I have this picture in my mind of Mario baking for weeks on end of shortcakes and setting up his own cheesecake booth, rather.
Well, that'd be pretty cool. I'd probably make 1 or 2 stops in there myself.
He's an excellent cook.
Yes, he is. That he is.
Right.
So yeah, North Haven Fair. That'll be really fun. But not to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Let's go back to the picks.
Yeah, let's go back to the picks. We have the Intercontinental Championship match. We have R.J. Rude against Marcel Williams. What do you think?
R.J. Rude and Marcel Williams.
This is a tough one.
You're making me think.
It's a very tough one.
Right.
Williams has been on a roll for sure, but R.J.
Williams
Rude
has been on a roll. R.J. Rude has also been on a roll.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go with Rude.
Oh, okay. You're going with the with the young gun.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because Williams has that weakness working against him. He's got your last name, so
I think that's a strength.
And RJ has the best first name in the history of the
Right.
world. So I mean, I think he's my pick. I said it before already. He's wanted to hold a singles championship since he started, since he
Right.
was a kid, practically. I mean, because it wasn't all that long ago. He was a kid,
Right.
So, yeah, I think he's absolutely going to pull it out.
well, you never want to. I won't say that. I can see RJ winning the match in this one too.
Okay, so it's pretty unanimous.
We'll go with a unanimous.
New Intercontinental Champion.
Right.
Okay, I
Got
guess.
to do something to mix things up.
Yeah.
Can't have it just stagnant,
No, absolutely not.
And RJ,
You
of
gotta have a
course,
shocker
RJ,
or
of
two.
course, has that large fan base, which is important to
Yeah,
have that eighth man in your corner.
absolutely. He just debuted last week at Blitzkrieg with us as well. That was a lot of fun. He had a pretty good reaction. I think his fans came out in droves. I know he was a last-minute add-on to the card, but
Who did he take on at Blitzkrieg?
it was a scramble match. It was Skyler, RJ, Xavier Bell, Scotty Wild, Hermit Crab from Chikara, and darn it, Travis Huckabee,
Okay.
also from Chikara.
Also
So
from Chikara.
quite the interesting mix there, putting it lightly. He put on a really good performance. He had a lot of good chances in that match to pull it out.
Those scramble matches they have they can be very, very complicated
Oh
at
yeah,
times.
oh yeah, and I think they're tailor made for a guy like RJ. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So he was very impressive. Almost won the whole thing. Came up just short, but I can announce that he will be back for the anniversary show. Management was pretty happy with what they saw. Thought he deserved another chance, and he's going to get it. So on the biggest show of the year,
Right.
kudos. I'm glad.
The anniversary show.
Yeah, I'm very glad that he's going to be getting
And so
another
now,
chance.
did you or did you not just publicly sit there on a public forum and say Blitzkrieg had crabs?
I played the fifth.
Okay.
No, yeah, Hermit Crab, he's quite the interesting fellow. Not to get off topic from our picks, but yeah, he's a guy from the Chikara Wrestle Factory. He is literally a hermit crab. So yeah, that's about
That's about the size of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's Chikara for you. That's a whole.
Yeah.
We could go on for an entire
And-
hour about
Yeah.
Chikara and all the,
the
different
ants and the
characters.
crabs and the other
And-
crustaceans and, insects.
And certainly, I can know at least one fan in attendance was very pleased with the hermit crab being there.
Oh yeah, Bill.
Our very own Professor Bill.
Bill was off the wall. He was grabbing me at my shoulders. I'm like, Bill, I'm calling a show here. Good old Bill. Love you, Bill.
Bill loves his Chikara.
Oh, we love Bill.
We love Bill.
But yeah, okay, back to what we were talking about. We have the tag team championships on the line. We have the House of Pain against the Pyramids of Power.
Pyramids of Power.
You're going with the Pyramids?
I'm going with pyramids.
Yeah, I mean, even Sergeant Murray couldn't shut them up for good. So, they've been running through PAPW. Although I will say they are yet to face a team like the House of Pain.
Right.
But you're still going to go
The
with them?
heat they'll transmit from getting those belts will put people in seats the next time around to see them lose the straps.
Yeah, well,
Right.
it would from a business perspective. That it definitely would. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I run red, white, and blue through my veins, and I've got to support the bad boys from New York, the House of Pain.
Friends of the show as
Of
well.
course.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the House of Pain as well. I think that they are pretty heated right now. They should be holding all the gold in PAPW, and because of the Pyramids of Power, they are not. I think they're going to use that. They're going to channel that anger into a victory that night. I think the Pyramids have a great chance. I will say that all it takes is one slip up with those guys, and they'll be on you like a pack of hyenas. And I know their manager Abdul Haq on the outside could poses an X factor. So
Right. Oh, he's definitely an X factor.
it's definitely a pick'em as far as I'm concerned. But I'm going to go with the house pain.
Well, to use a phrase that's been termed over and over again, used over and over again, the camel jockeys, to put it politely, have got no chance in hell.
That term gets thrown around very loosely. It's kind of offensive.
The house of pain will come out on top.
Couldn't agree more. The pyramids versus the house.
What else we got?
The foundations. Rounding out the card that night, we have Ty Shine and Ty Shine and Kenny Roberts. More of a respect matchup. I'll tell you, whoever wins it is going to have some added confidence behind, some added wins in their sails going into that Rumble match. I'll tell you that
I could go
much.
with Ty Shine because that would give him some bragging rights.
Yeah.
Like you're just saying that. Just
It
now,
would.
yeah.
It would.
Right. So
What do you
if he was to vie for another championship, like maybe the new United States Championship, he could definitely want to claim to it.
Well, yeah, beating Kenny Roberts is a good first step to that, especially if he beats Kenny and wins the Rumble match. That would be something to see.
Well, it's too close to call, but since Jay picked Ty Shine, I'll go with Roberts.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Kenny Roberts is the flamboyant one. He definitely knows how to fire up the crowd. I personally think that Ty Shine, though, is going to pull it out. Another guy who's been on a bit of a skid, but as we know, his trainer is Slick Wagner Brown. He will be in the building that night, so I think right there already is some added incentive for him to pull it out. I think he will find a way.
Right.
And we already went over our picks for the Rumble. What about some dark horses? Just give me a dark horse. You know what I mean? I know you already said Tequila Rose, but give me another one.
Could be one of these new people coming in, but
Could be one of these new people coming in, untested.
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 What else we got in the match?
Pretty much everyone in PAPW.
Pretty much
Yeah,
everybody.
if you've seen them in PAPW, they're going to be in there.
If you've seen them in PAPW, they're going to be in there. And I called Murray. I would say that, or I'd say Tequila Rose, like I said. Could go with Big Jim.
As a dark horse.
Well,
Not as a dark horse, but
let me throw this name out to you. What about Zachariah Gibbs?
Ooh.
whoa.
He doesn't have all the modern.
Oh, you mentioned his name.
He doesn't have the distractions of modern technology. He can focus. Therefore, he can focus his attention on stepping through those ropes and picking up the win.
Daddy can. Daddy can.
He could do that.
We'll see.
But, you're saying everybody is going to be in this Rumble match.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
the aforementioned people we predicted for the other matches will also be in this Rumble match.
Yes. Yep.
Well, if he doesn't win his match against Kenny Roberts, maybe Ty Shine could win the Rumble match.
He definitely could. I absolutely think he could. I'm interested to see a guy who has kind of been trying to find his path in PAPW a little bit, kind of like how I mentioned Matthias has, only he's been trying to find what Matthias had in the first place, that popularity, the notoriety, the success, and that's Marco. Came off a big triple threat win at Gold Rush against Ty and Sasha Jenkins. He actually just beat 5-star Jace the show before that, riding a bit of a wave. So he's my dark horse. I'm interested to see what he's going to do in there.
We could even go with one of the 5-star Spectacle if they're going to be
Yeah,
around.
they'll be there. They'll absolutely be there.
Right.
One of them, Jace or JC. Mm-hmm. As you mentioned, Tequila as well too.
Of course.
I'm sure their buddy Honest Abe will be in the building that night as well.
They're all just one big, huge conglomerate.
Yeah,
aren't
they
they?
are. Yeah.
One big, happy family.
Yeah, I guess
Right.
so.
Uh-huh.
All right, 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left.
What do we got?
I don't have much else.
Yeah, it's been a slow week. It has been a slow week.
Right.
We did have Blitzkrieg a couple weeks ago.
Tell us
of course.
about that
That was fun.
before we wrap up.
Yeah. What'd you have going on that day? Couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it. We were filming something for the East Haven Middle School.
Ah, okay.
Right.
Understandable.
A friend of Paradise Alley Wrestling actually needed some assistance.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Understandable. Got to help the kids.
Right.
That was a really fun show. We mentioned, of course, RJ Rude made his debut. That scramble match opened the show really hot. Some fans even said that was their favorite match of the night. My personal favorite, from a calling the show standpoint, was Joey Janella and Sabre Jr., who wrestled for 30 minutes, and went by like that. You would have never even known it.
We know Sabre Jr., they say on YouTube he had one of the greatest matches of the year, or the greatest match.
Which match are you referring to?
I cannot remember now, but it was Sabre Jr. Sabre Jr. was involved in it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Right.
that doesn't surprise me.
Right.
The guys had multiple match of the year candidates, but him and
Right.
Janella had never faced off before. And considering how often a lot of the bigger companies in the Northeast, like the CZWs, the Beyond Wrestlings, they all use Sabre at least semi-frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they never squared off was an interesting prospect. And, they went almost to a 30-minute time limit draw. Janella rolled him up at the 2-second mark. It was incredible. And
What kind of a competitor is Joey Janella now?
Joey Janella is a very, loose cannon, I guess, for lack of a better term. Very kind of caution to the wind. You know what I mean? Not afraid to use his body as a weapon. But also showed a very different side of himself that night, because he was locking up technically with Sabre Jr., who is, in my opinion, the best technical wrestler in the world. So he was going toe-to-toe. Sabre was getting pretty frustrated, and it ended up costing him the match, I think, because no matter how much he could do, and no matter in what weird way he could twist Joey Janella, he wouldn't give up, and he wouldn't sit down for the 3. It was awesome. I think it was the best match that we've seen in Blitzkrieg. You definitely picked the wrong show to miss, Jay.
Yeah, we got to get back on track with the Blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been there since they were at the Danfield High School.
Oh, really? So you missed the past two?
I think I just missed the past too.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll
Got to get back in the good graces now.
Oh, not that I'm not in the good graces.
No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I mean, anybody with a super cut like that on his head,
Well, let me tell you something. That was a stylist that cut my hair.
I'll tell you one thing. I would go for a super cut right now, because this thing needs to go.
I'll tell you exactly where to go afterwards.
Yeah, I'll have my people call your people.
Exactly.
Yeah, also at that show, we saw Smart Mark Sterling, who we all know very well from the Blitzkrieg past, issue a challenge to Sasha Jenkins for his Blitzkrieg Bedlam Championship. We're waiting to see if Sasha's going to accept that challenge, but if he does, that will take place at the anniversary show. What else did we have going on that night? I didn't come prepared. I thought we were going to be,
That's okay.
I didn't know we were going to be talking about the Blitzkrieg card. But yeah, it was great as always. What else are you going to expect from Blitzkrieg? You're going to have fun, and
I'm looking forward to our return on August 26th.
me too.
That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how awesome the anniversary show was last year. We had Tommy End and Brian Fury. Gangrel was on the show. A lot of Kevin Nash was there.
Right.
And we've already made some pretty cool announcements so far. And take it from me, that's far from the last ones you're going to hear leading up to that show. I think it has the potential to be the best show in Connecticut this year by the time it's all said and done. So we'll see.
Right.
Either way, it's going to be a great night.
You could put a large crowd out there where they have it at Enfield, the Mount Carmel Park.
I am not so sure it's going to be there again this year. I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It might change.
I don't want to confirm or deny just because I don't have the concrete on it. I know that we were there June last year, and we just had our June show, and we weren't there this year. So I just don't. It's more of I don't know anything for certain. I just don't want to make a statement that I don't.
Okay.
know for sure.
Well, that's
I can give my opinion, though. I would love to see it there again.
right. Well, that's whatever venue becomes available at that time.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. It's a little funky for me on commentary because a big part of it and a big part of getting into it for me is the fans' reaction and the building getting so loud and just everyone cheering and going crazy. And you don't really get that in the outside. You know what I mean? Like they always say that with the big show, or the WrestleMania. I'll just say it. The sound just goes straight up, and you don't really hear the people's reaction. And that's kind of, even watching the videos back, that's kind of how I feel. So I wouldn't be, I do love it. I will say it is very cool, and the fact that it's an outside venue, not a lot of people do that.
No.
It's a cool prospect, but I don't think I would be heartbroken if it wasn't there this year.
See what happens. We got time to
Yeah, plenty of time to go over that.
plenty of time to go over that, and with less than 5 minutes, do you have any final thoughts?
No. Just the incredible shows that are coming up this weekend. If you're in the Mass area, go check out PvP. If you're down in our area, or if you just want to make the trip out to Danbury with us, we would so appreciate it. It's going to be a great show. The Rumble, first ever time in PAPW, new belt, U.S. Championship. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. And that's all I have to say about that.
Dangerous Dan?
Well, if you're out in Western Massachusetts, support the promotion that's proved time after time they got the goods to put it up and make the others shut up. That's PvP.
Right.
If you're in our local area, you gotta go with Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling. A lot of their cards are fundraisers, such as Danbury this weekend, which will be for the Police Athletic League.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong going to a show that'll raise funds to help kids and run programs to help those kids?
Yeah.
You can't go
Absolutely.
wrong. So tune up, show up, be there.
Right.
Great weekend coming up for
Yeah.
independent wrestling. We'll have a lot more to talk about next week.
Next week, definitely. Before we go, I'll add one thing here. Getting back to that first footage we showed, we talked about that being the RWA Wrestling School.
Yes.
Well, it's very expensive
Okay.
cell phone here, of course. What did I come up with?
That's a jitterbug.
RWA Legacy 10, Saturday, July 22nd, 2017. The Thayer Arena. You're not going to be able to see it.
You can find it on Facebook.
Right, the
look
Thayer
up,
Arena, Warwick, Rhode Island.
yeah, just look up RWA Legacy 10. I believe it's Renegade Wrestling Alliance. I'm sure they got some great stuff pumping out there. So support them. Support all independent wrestling. It's what makes the world go around.
For the hottest shows, the hottest action on the independent scene, check us out on YouTube, and of course, feel free to visit our page on Facebook.
All right, Facebook, we're at Groups The Squared Circle. Drop us a line. You can also like us on Facebook at The Squared Circle. But the new YouTube channel, The Squared Circle TV. Mind you, there's only 2 videos up there. But
It's okay.
more to come.
Absolutely more to come.
The library will be increasing.
We'll see what we can do about expanding our social media outreach as well. Maybe we'll get on the Instagrams and the Twitters of the world. Well, we won't brainstorm too much here on live television, but
We're going to diversify.
We
big
will.
time.
Absolutely.
Big time, like you wouldn't believe.
it's a new start.
A fresh start.
Absolutely.
We welcome you all to the new and improved Squared Circle. I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Good night. Good luck. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Damn, I gotta take a leak.